Welcome, y'all. Welcome back, man. Listen. It's your host, 44K. The K stand for Kincaid. Another episode of Information TV. That's NFTV. I'm your host. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for checking in with me. I hope y'all liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing with your friends, doing all that. But without further ado, let's get to the topic at hand. I know y'all see what's on the screen right now. It's crazy right now. Twitter laughs groans at Jill Biden gives biological male woman of courage award. Up your game, ladies. We got to talk about this, y'all. We have to talk about this. I know you guys might get tired of this social culture war thing that's going on in society today, the left versus the right. But somebody has to put a voice to this. Somebody has to speak out for the marginalization of women. And hey, I'm sorry to say, I'm your guy. With me, I'm a biological male. That's not changing. I identify as a male. That's what it is. But I have to talk about this, man, because it's getting crazy out here. It's getting insane. So you have a situation, it's International Women's Month. Women have been fighting for hundreds of years. Women's suffrage, all these different things to have a seat out at the table, to be recognized as the beautiful creatures that they are, that contribute to society, contribute to the world, contribute to sports, politics, business, the medical field, all these different things. What would we do without women? What would we do? Nothing. The world wouldn't exist. They are powerful species, members of our society, and they should be treated as such, and they should be awarded as such, and they should have their own spaces. But then you wake up in the morning, you call your mom. It's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, mom. You know, the woman, the main woman in my life, my wife, my mother, my sisters, you know, my nieces, things of that nature. But you call them, you talk to them. Happy International Women's Month. All the things that you guys have contributed throughout society. My wife being my right hand man right there with me, taking care of my son, giving birth to my son, being career oriented in school for healthcare administration, all these great things that they can accomplish. But now what are we seeing? We're seeing on the left that they're not even able to identify what a woman is. They can't even tell you what a woman is. It's become so convoluted. The waters have become so murky that you have situations like this, where this is something that you have women that have gone above and beyond, have did amazing things over the years, over the past year, over the decades, and this is their time to be recognized. This is their time to receive awards, so that their story is brought to light about us. And what ends up happening, something that they've been fighting against for all these years. They're marginalized once again. And you have a situation where a biological male who just identifies as a woman, no one is mad at them for identifying what they want to identify. That's their business. They can identify where they want to identify. They can work jobs. They can have careers. They can do whatever they want to do. But when it comes to sports, when it comes to job promotions, when it comes to awards and different things of that nature, then we have to be able to categorize it by biological status, because then you end up with situations where someone's seat at the table for these White House awards, who it looks good on a resume. It looks good on a resume if you're someone who received this award, who's battled from the time of their birth to be recognized, and did all the work, gained all the sweat equity to have the chance at some point in time to be able to sit in the White House and receive this award. What ends up happening? You have someone that just recently identifies as a a female be able to receive this award. So it's not about the women that are on the stage, because yes, they've earned it, they deserve to be on that stage. But I'm more worried about who should have had that seat that this person is having. So let's read a little bit into it. Transgender Alba Ruda receives 2023 International Woman Courage Award. Ruda, despite being a biological male, was given the award for women at an event hosted by First Lady Jill Biden and Secretary of State Antony. First Lady Jill Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken were slammed Wednesday for presenting a biological male from Argentina with an award for women on International Women's Day. This year's annual International Women's of Courage Award ceremony at the White House honored 11 extraordinary women from around the world who are working to build a brighter future for all, according to the State Department press release. Argentina Alba Ruda was introduced at the ceremony as a transgender woman who was kicked out of classrooms, barred from sitting for exam, refused job opportunities, subjugated to violence, and rejected by her family. But in the face of these challenges, she worked to end violence and discrimination against LGBTQ plus community in Argentina. Commentators across Twitter balked at the idea of a person who had been born a man being bestowed with a woman's award. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders of Arkansas said it's International Women's Day, a good time to remember that Democrats can't even tell you what a woman is. And that's the cut and dry of it. You know, you have a situation to where for so long men have been in these positions of power. Men have been the ones awarded these awards. Men have been the ones who got the jobs of the C-suites. Men have been the ones who have been recognized for their athletic achievements, to the point to where you had situations, Title IX in college, that provides a fair and balanced competitive field for women. But now over the last couple years, you have men starting to enter into these spaces that are for women and get recognized merely for the fact of identifying as a woman. They didn't put in the work. They didn't gain the sweat equity that women have to go through to garner that attention, to garner that prestige, to garner these awards. Their only accomplishment is that they identify as women. So you're telling me that we are so worried about the feelings of men that we are willing to marginalize women even further just to uplift these men who, some may have body dysmorphia, some who may just get a kick out of identifying as a woman. Some men may be confused at the time, going through depression, different things of that nature that causes them to identify as this. And then, but we're willing to just accept that all these things that they're going to, and just because they state this automatically puts them in a position on a pedestal to outshine other women. Is ludicrous, it's insane, it's sad, the nature of this. But this just goes to show you how women are marginalized. This just goes to show you what women have dealt with throughout history. Because if the shoe was on the other foot and it was women entering into male spaces and being awarded male awards, and if women were able to compete in male events and dominate male events, do you think that it would be accepted the same way that it's being globally accepted for men to enter women's spaces? I don't think so. And this is just an example of that. Another example of that was in the UK, where they had a non-binary award ceremony, and it ended up being all men awarded for the for the potential to win the award. Let me see if I can find that right quick. So we have this scenario. Only men are nominated for Brit's Gender Neutral Best Artist Award. Apparently, no women or non-binary people made good music in the last 12 months. So, I mean, when you these are the situations that end up happening. These are the situations that end up happening. So you have a situation like this. You have this particular award ceremony trying to be woke, trying to be politically correct, and have only a non-binary award ceremony. And what ends up happening? Men end up being the only ones nominated for the situation. I don't care if you just, hey, I'm non-binary. When you get up there, you're going to be able to tell if that person's a man or a woman. And in this situation, you have all men being awarded. Apparently, no women or non-binary people made good music in the last 12 months. In news which is further proof that men ruin everything, this year's Brits Best Artist nominees are Stormzy, Harry Styles, George Ezra, Fred Again, and Central C. Back in 2021, the Brit Awards announced that they would be getting rid of the gender split for Best Artist and Best International Artist in 2022. The move came after Sam Smith, one of UK's biggest selling artists, was unfairly excluded from the awards for being non-binary. A statement on Brit's website read that the decision was about celebrating artists solely for their music and work rather than how they choose to identify or as others may see them. As part of the Brits' commitment to evolving the show to be an inclusive and as relevant as possible. See, when you get into this language, inclusiveness, you end up being exclusive. You end up excluding because everyone doesn't agree with this terminology. Everyone doesn't agree with this ideology. In the past, being a man or a woman was celebrated. Because we all bring different aspects into the world. We all bring different gifts into the world. And when you try to negate that, when you try to block that out, and we're just drones or non NCP, non-controllable characters or non-controllable people, we're just walking all uniform, everything the same, nothing is unique about us. This is the type of scenario that you end up getting. You end up getting this, and then you end up getting sad situations where you have great female artists who celebrate the fact they celebrate their femininity and things like that, and they can't even be celebrated because you're too busy trying to be woke. We have to get over this. This mind virus has to be broken. Being a man or a woman should be celebrated. It should be something we embrace. And women should be able to rise up and be celebrated in their roles. And men, biological men, should be celebrated in those roles. Now, on International Men's Day, if you have a biological man that identifies as trans, give him the award on that day, because at the end of the day, he's still a man, and he did all this work as a man, and he identifies as a woman. But we shouldn't take the award from a woman who has struggled through society and gone through all these different things to rise to the level of prominence to be able to receive an award like that. So this is something that I'm constantly going to speak on Information TV, going to bring you the latest information. So please like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm your host. What'd I say? I'm your host, 44K. K stands for Kincaid. Please check in. It's all love. Peace.